Hey guys, in today's video, I'm going to be telling you how to win more in solo duos. Since they recently added skill-based matchmaking to Fortnite, solos have been pretty much unplayable for me because I get long queue times. So I've been playing a lot of solo duos on stream and getting better at that and winning more games and getting more high kill games in solo duos. So I wanted to make this video to hopefully help you guys get better at it and share what I've learned from playing solo duos for a few days. The gameplay for this video is going to be a recent 20 kill game I got while playing solo duos, so hope you enjoy that. If you do enjoy this video, please do remember to drop a like on it and subscribe if you would like to see more. So getting into solo duos, I think one of the biggest things, most important thing potentially, is knowing which player out of a duo to target. You have to fight two players at once, and you can only shoot at one person at a time unless you're using an explosive. So you're gonna have to target one player over another. And the way I typically decide to do this is if one player looks really bad or looks really good. If one player looks really good, like, you're probably going to have to fight him. He's going to put a lot of pressure on you, and he's not going to let you just get away with killing his teammate. But if you get a team where one player is kind of bad and one player is, like, decent, then you can probably focus the player who's kind of bad and then get a 1v1 versus a guy who's decent. Like, I have a lot of instances where I'm build fighting one of the players from a duo, and he's an okay player, but I'm keeping height pretty easily and chipping in damage with the shotgun when I can. And then the other player just sits bottom and sprays. For whatever reason, this is a thing I run into a lot. I don't know what it is, but I get into this situation a decent amount. And what I like to do from this point is just laser the kid bottom. The kid bottom is usually shooting at the builds or something. So you laser him easily. He's usually not paying attention. Get that free kill. And now it's a 1v1. But it's not just a flat out 1v1 because the other guy is going to want to revive his teammate. There's pressure on him to end the fight or to try to revive his teammate. So that is why I like to do that. It makes it really easy to clean up that other player afterwards. Another thing I would recommend is just finish your knocks as soon as you can. This is something that I've been struggling with and trying to get better with. Is just as soon as I kill somebody, if I'm not getting pressured by his teammate, just get that knock, finish it immediately. Because in solo duos, that player can sometimes slip away if you end up taking damage. Like, let's say you down player A, and then player B starts doing some damage to you. So you want to back off and heal, pop some minis or whatever, you get high ground. Player B then revives player A that you previously downed, and now you're in a 2v1 again. It's just a really messy situation. So that's why I like to finish a downed player as soon as I can just to keep it a 1v1. Or if another duo comes in and you start getting third-partied, instead of it being two solos in a duo, it's now two duos and a solo. There's just a lot of things that can go wrong if you don't finish that knock. So I like to finish that knock, or at least bait the knock. You don't want to be fighting the player while the knocked player is crawling around somewhere. But if you're baiting the knock or doing damage to the knock to make the other guy try to make a play to revive his teammate, that's different. But in general, I like to try to finish the knock as soon as I can just to get it out of there and get it to a 1v1. Since I'm so used to playing solos, if I can get my fights to a 1v1, that's what I'm really used to. So that's what I try to do as much as possible. Mobility is also really, really important in duos because if you do end up fighting a decent team, being able to use your mobility to get around quickly in that fight can give you the edge that you need because you're one player. If you're fighting two good players, it's going to be somewhat hard for you to win that fight. You need to out-position them. You need to like out-rotate them constantly, be really hard to hit, really hard to keep up with, and you can end up getting those kills. Especially late game, this mobility is going to be really, really crucial. Something like the grappling hook is really, really good for this, especially because people like to shoot down in duos. So if you have a grapple hook, you could just swap to your grapple hook and shoot it as you're falling, and you'll pretty much always catch yourself. The bounce pads is a trap item that was recently added, or re-added, I guess I should say, that can help you with this. Launch pads, shockwaves, whatever mobility you can get, you're going to want to carry some mobility pretty much all the time, just because of how when you're outnumbered all the time, things can go really bad really quickly. Like, you can be in a decent fight and then suddenly that can just be going horrible for you. Or you could be fighting a duo and then another duo can come in, and that's just a really messy situation. So being able to have that mobility and get out of there, or not even necessarily get out of there, but get to a different spot where you can fight them or get a different angle, is going to give you a huge advantage in your fights. Especially shockwaves are really good for this too. Like, if you're in a build fight with somebody and they get high ground, trying to have a high ground retake while in a 2v1 can be difficult, but you could just shockwave up, get height, or bounce pad up and get height, and then you don't really have to do anything to earn that. And you don't have to expend mats to get that. And mats can be a problem because you're fighting two people all the time. You sometimes are going to need a lot of mats to fight. So make sure you farm, make sure you loot your people. I try to always have a decent amount of mats That's why in this game I landed pressure plant. It's okay. Pressure plant can be kind of hot. There's sometimes if it's early, there's pallets there for a good amount of material, and there's the wind thing for quick mobility. So pressure plant is like a really good spot that I enjoy landing at for solo duos, just because it kind of has everything I want. I've also been landing Gotham a lot, and Gotham's kind of different just because of how split the drop can be. It's not normal. People are rarely fighting as a team in Gotham, and you want to have as few open fights as you can in this. What I mean by that is you want to be boxed up. You want to be box fighting as much as you can for these fights. Since you're fighting 2 players, if you're exposed to a lot of angles, you're probably going to get lit up from those multiple angles. But if you're making boxes and making windows or making edits and shooting the people through those edits, you're going to be exposed to way less angles, and that's how you can make every fight a 1v1 through your building and through your editing. So you're going to want to make sure your edits are good, your builds are good. Do edit courses if you don't know how to do these things. If you don't know how to tunnel, practice tunneling. It's going to be very, very helpful with dealing with these players in close range. And this is something that I also have been struggling with because I like to try to play like pretty aggressive and get high kill games. Like I don't play for just wins. So sometimes I play a little bit too aggressive and too risky and end up getting caught out and getting punished for this. But I feel like I said, I'm getting better. I've been playing pretty much solos the entire time I've been playing Fortnite. I never really did solo squads or solo duos that much. This is the first time I'm really like getting into those modes. So I'm learning a lot while playing them. And then the final thing I want to talk about in this video is late game. I'm sure we've all been in these situations where you're alone in late game in duos. And the biggest thing I need to do, or that I think you should do, is try to be smart with your aggression. Like I was just saying, I try to play aggressive and get high kill games like this one you're watching on screen. But that can really backfire if people are playing passive in the late game. If you have like 3 duos up and they're all playing really passive and you engage on one duo, you're definitely going to get third partied. You're definitely going to get third party sniped, and you're going to really be punished for making that aggressive play. So you really need to read the situation and read what's going on the map to know whether or not you can be aggressive. Like this 20 kill game here, I flanked all the way around on Viking Mountain because people were playing so passive. I didn't think I would lose out on many kills at all by doing that. And then also I got really good positions on these fights, and I was able to clean up the lobby pretty much because of this flank I made on Viking Mountain and the use of like the grappler to get up there really quickly. But that's it. Read the game late game. If you're in a really passive lobby, play passive, try to third party their fights. Since you're the solo, you really do not want to get into a situation where you're getting third partied. And if you're in a fight with a duo and you're getting third partied, try to just back off, tunnel away, heal, whatever. Try to play it slow, because odds are those duos are going to end up fighting, and then you can come back into the fight as a third party. As long as you don't get picked immediately, you can often slip away in the chaos and then punish those players for letting you slip away. So that's going to be it for this video. Like I said, the main things you want to focus on are knowing which players to focus. Once you get that down and you just immediately know which player you need to focus out and kill in a fight, I feel like you're going to be a lot more comfortable in these fights. Mobility is going to make it a lot easier for you to reposition in fights and potentially get away if that's what you need to do. And then also your tunneling and your building needs to be on point so that you can maximize how many 1v1s you're getting and minimize how many angles you're getting shot from. And then in late game, you just really want to play to the pace of the game and try to third party the other people's fights, because unless you kill a duo really quickly, you're probably going to get third partied and cleaned up by the other duos, especially snipers. That's my experience at least. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you found it useful. If you did, leave a comment down below, subscribe, like the video, do all those things, and I'll see you guys another time. Thanks for watching. Nice. But they're just trying really hard. So I might not need mobility to kill them, you know what I'm saying? I don't have to worry about third parties because I took care of them. I don't know where the other guy is.
I need to hit a shot on him so I get the kill if the form does it. He has to come up here to me. Let's go, bro.